Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where I am live in my cube, my wonderful cube. I wonder who will join me first in the cube. It's kind of cube-ish. The cube has beer. It's one of the main things about the cube that we can enjoy. The wonder of alcohol. Now, I think this is the first time I've ever used the inbuilt microphone for this, so if someone can tell me whether you can hear me, that would be greatly appreciated, because if you can't hear me, then this is a total waste of time and I need to go and plug in a microphone. So, first person to say first, second person, let me know if you can hear me. Might be lag, but waiting for the first comment is all three people. Wow, I hope you guys can actually hear me. Can you hear me? Is my voice being heard? The online microphone test said it was working. First, Fernando is our first person. Hello, Fernando. I do genuinely think that Lejean has taken to sleeping on Saturday nights. How selfish. Hearing you, fantastic. Is the volume good, by the way? I get the feeling from the microphone test I just did that the volume is quite good on this one, but it is like a little inbuilt microphone next to the camera. So, no, could be a piece of crap. Hola! 4 out of 5. That's pretty good, actually. I was expecting a kind of like a 2. Like last week when I did this, I was using the really expensive recording microphone. So it's funny, I had this like really grainy, dark, inbuilt laptop webcam image with like really beautiful crisp audio. It was really strange. Warbling a bit. Is it audible, I guess is the question. Can you, if we're talking on this, can you guys hear me without too much irritation? Or do you all just need to go grab yourselves a beer? Oh, something on the other laptop I have to just get. Well, irritation. Well, I know you're permanently irritated. That's one thing that we do share in common. We're very irritable people. So I've got the other laptop here. And there was a reason why I wanted to bring this into a shot right now. Cutting. So some of the files that I'm going to be almost lunchtime here. I'll have a beer then. It's a good time to have a beer. What can I say? Now is the time to have a beer. Whenever I'm talking is the time to have a beer. So what I'm doing at the moment is I am putting some files that I have downloaded for review. I didn't say downloaded, that I mysteriously have for review in the right places. So I just wanted to sort of cover this because there's a few. Hello, Harry. Hello. I wanted to cover a few things that I'm going to be reacting to relatively soon and just show it to you guys because I have some questions of my own. Just want to check that I'm looking at stuff that is good to look at. I don't know if we can see this properly. Okay, so here's some of the files that I am looking at the moment. So the band made instrumental. Don't Be Long, I believe that is the new one. So guys, tell me if that's the right one. I've got a song by a band called Brax, which I know has been mentioned quite a few times, called Kimarigoto. Tell me if that's a good one. I've got the Drops, I believe it's their latest song. Glim Spanky's latest song. I'm also going to do Mary's Blood Marionette, as that seems to be the most popular one. And Tricot, Afuleru. This one had been linked to me as well. Now, I mean, these are not the only songs I'm doing at the moment, but these are just a few songs that I've got coming up that I wanted to check with you guys because I was interested, as they were ones that have kind of either been suggested, but I hadn't taken links for, or ones that had been mentioned a while back, and I just sort of noticed in my notes, hey, I need to check that out. So, opinions are great to have. Let's just have a look at some of the comments we've got here. Thanks for the videos from the bandmade shows. Yeah, that's the point, actually. I haven't checked out your videos properly, so that's something else I've got to do. But I am, do you know what? I really want to see them when they play in Japan again. Hopefully next year I'm gonna have a bit more money, so I really hope they'll be touring in Japan next year, so I can see them here. That'd be so great. Especially if I can get in contact with their management and get hold of them for an interview or something. That would be amazing. Maybe in Akihabara or something. For the new one, yes. Don't Be Long is the new one. Look for Ron Ayala version from the Gramercy Theatre. Yeah, that's the one I've got. Gramercy Theatre, New York. So yeah, that's the one I got. It was the first one that came up. I was thinking I need to check out their new instrumental, but I hadn't taken down the link properly, so I just literally typed into YouTube, Bandmade new instrumental 2019. That was the first thing that popped up. So I just wanted to check with you guys. That was correct. Yes, yeah. I mean, like I said, as you guys know, I've only sort of alluded to it a small amount on this channel, more in the live chats, but I've done a lot of interviews, mainly in London, with relatively well-known, quite famous artists. And it does seem that that's something that once I've got, because you need money to do it. Not much, but you need enough money to really sort of, get yourself in the right place at the right time more than anything. But I do want to do more interviews for the channel, and certainly if everything goes as planned and I've got more money next year, then that'll be a great thing to do. I'm really itching to get some interviews down, though. That would be fantastic, and hopefully either a lot of these groups have their own translators, but if I can bring my own translator, that would be great. But I know sometimes record companies and managers don't like you bringing your own translator because they fear that you might translate things badly, and then yeah, they don't like that. So as much as I would like to just take whoever of you is in Japan at the time, that might be something that I get turned down for. Zimp, hey, welcome back, Zimp. I'm just going to read through some of the other comments. CMC, yes, just please. I'll put the link into Discord. Oh, fantastic. Well, like I say, it's it magically appeared on my hard drive now, so link no longer required. But it's there, waiting to be reviewed. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one as well. I've got a lot of things to put in there, and obviously I don't. One thing I always try to do is I don't like to flood the channel too much with baby metal and Bandmade at the same time. Which obviously with the baby metal album review is a bit hard to avoid. Reason being is because there's so many channels who just kind of trade their entire existence on, hey, we listen to baby metal and Bandmade, which is a bit narrow and a bit unfortunate. So I like to do something a little bit more varied than that. But yeah, obviously I'm really itching to get hold of that because it's a new song. So that one I will do, but I probably won't be checking out much more Bandmade until I get done with this baby metal review, because 2 videos a day, if I'm putting out baby metal and Bandmade alongside each other, it doesn't give me much room for any variation and things to, if you like, whet the taste buds of more varied listeners. But yeah, anyway, you get the point. No point in waffling about that. It'd be fascinating to hear you talk to the guy at JPU Records, who seems a pretty cool guy. That's probably the one who James knows. Incidentally, I noticed that JPU Records don't seem to have much connection, at least what I've read. Please tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't seem to have much connection with Conqueror by Bandmade. It seems that this is not something that they are particularly involved with, or just it hasn't been announced. But looking through a lot of the, shall we say, announced information on the legal side of this album, which I did have a little look at, I didn't hear the mention of JPU Records as it is so clearly stated on other albums. I'm not going to go too much into that because I don't know, but where JPU Records name is usually mentioned doesn't seem to be coming up much with Conqueror. So maybe this changed to, I think it's Revolver, is it, the other company? Might have somehow shoehorned JPU out. But anyway, that's just an interesting little side note. Let me know. I don't know. I'm just running on what I suspect. Kafka Shishido. Kafka Shishido. Follow up on that for me. I don't know. I've got disconnected from the conversation really quickly already there. JPU Records. Oh, is that the name of the person? Okay. JPU Records is selling the CD on their site. Okay, so they must be connected. Interesting, because they're just information didn't come up where I expected to when I was checking the legal information for that album. Harry, Feedback Shop Tokyo Scandal member. They're all time since they own the place. they tend to. Oh yeah, sorry, you mentioned this. They will be seeing that on Instagram. Yeah, that's a good point. You'd mentioned that before. I need to take that into consideration. I did, by the way, I should point out today, I did try to do a review of the latest Scandal song. Guess what happened? This Scandal issue is continuing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to with the thanks to Harry for this. Harry has availed me of copies of some Scandal albums, and I should be checking them out. So I'm thinking of doing an album review. I'd like to see the album review as a reaction, but what I'm going to do is I'll probably take one of their albums. It might start chronologically. It might start from their first album. I'll do the first track as a reaction, try to upload it and see what happens. If it doesn't upload properly, then I'll switch to doing it baby metal style, like I've done with Metal Galaxy, and doing them as individual reviews, which I prefer to do the reactions. It's nice. We can sort of experience it together. But I'm going to give that some thought. But it seems that reacting to their singles is giving me a pain in the arse at the moment. So I'll get back on that. But yeah, I don't know what the issue is with Scandal. I really don't know what it is, but their stuff seems to be just a hotbed of blocking. CMC, check out the JPU podcast. Have been pretty good so far. They have a special edition with Translate Editor. I'll be honest, I don't really listen to many podcasts because I don't get enough time. I have a few. Well, actually, no, that's not entirely true. Let me be a little bit more honest about that. I do check out like podcasts and things sometimes, but most of the ones I do are distinctly not about music. And the reason for that is because I spend so long working with music and researching music and talking about music that often if I want to chill out and listen to a podcast, I tend to avoid music. I'm going to be honest with that. I mean, working as well with people on music all the time, listening to people talk about the music industry and what's happening in the music industry. I mean, you go into a studio and it's an interesting, because it's when you do music, it's a job that people love. So when you actually go to work with people on music, you're talking about it because you love it. And it becomes such a love, when you're at work, you talk about what's going on in the industry and what you're doing. And then when you're at home, you're working on your own stuff or projects that you've picked up. As a result, when it comes to your free time, just to make your life a bit more colorful, it's almost impossible not to just sort of say, look, I need to switch off music talk. Listening to music's fine. I mean, I'll listen to a podcast about something else with music in the background, but sometimes it becomes one of those things you kind of have to switch off a bit. This is one of the reasons why I really like talking to you guys, because obviously you guys are all approaching music usually from very different angles. We have people who are fans, people who are musicians, people who have experience with this, the industry. We've got all kinds of people on here, and you've all got different tastes in music, so it makes this significantly more enjoyable conversation than I would actually often have with fellow musicians, just being honest there. All right, I've mentioned a lot of things, so I should check your comments, see what you're replying to directly here. Sorry about this, guys. I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. JPU Records is selling. Oh, you mentioned that. Yeah, I skipped ahead to that when I saw it. I suggested reviewing her videos. Sorry, I don't know which one that was in regards to. Apologies. Okay, sorry, Kafka Shishido. Yeah, that is on the list. See, right, sorry, I should just clarify what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about in this one is that I already have a list. Let me just actually double. I'm on a different computer now. That's the problem. Now I've got two computers just to match with all the lists. It makes it even worse. I'll put that on this computer as well. I do have that one on my other list. The list that I'm showing you now is a list of things that actually were not in my, if you like, my things to do section, but I know had been mentioned, and I suddenly picked up they were in comments and got completely lost. So these are ones that I'm kind of recovering from comments we've either had recently or a long time ago that I just suddenly realized, wait, I didn't write that down, or I didn't do anything with that. So there are some ones that are in that as well. I know that Lenny, we don't get to see Lenny as much in the live chats as I'd like, but because he's not around at the same time. But Lenny mentioned a lot of songs that I never got around to as well. So, for example, I've got a huge list of those. I am trying to balance it, but thank you for mentioning that. As I always say, and this is true, Fernando, and I'll say this for everyone, if you recommend a song to me and I don't do it, and you don't hear anything about it, keep on reminding me. There is a possibility that it will slip through the cracks. I mean, I'm trying to get the system more organized now, and it is much better than it used to be. Every month it does improve, but there are things that go missing. So please keep on reminding me, because like, just as you said that now, I just typed it down on this computer just so I can double check it later. There's a long list, but I get around to everything. Obviously, I know I've said this a million times, I'll quickly say it again. There is kind of a system we have, which is for certain artists, there is enough following that they come up perhaps unfairly often. They get repeat listens more than other artists. But I always make an equal space that is kind of just for anything I haven't heard before. So there's always new artists coming, like at least once or twice a week. So I do try and balance it, but it does mean that new artist list, which usually yields very low views, admittedly, and obviously I've got to think about the channel and keeping the channel up in YouTube's algorithms. Those new artists do take a while to come through, so my apologies. But don't worry, if you suggested something that hasn't come up, keep on kicking my ass. Just do it nicely. And I promise, if you keep on reminding me, then it won't get missed. But thank you for that, Fernando. Much appreciated. So CMC, the Conquer album that they have at JPU has translated and transliterated lyrics. Well, that's really good. I mean, that's one of the things I like about what I've never actually bought anything from JPU, I've got to be honest. But James tells me a lot about them regularly, because like I say, he's quite in with them. Not in a business sense, but in a social sense. But yeah, I heard about the translated lyrics. I know you get those in a lot of CDs when you're in Japan, or Japanese CDs abroad. But I think that's a fantastic thing, and I always love when they do that. Harry, I think YouTube auto blocks things that artists have uploaded themselves, as any of the music videos of Scandal's channel get blocked, but live versions of their songs videos. Well, I would agree with that if it wasn't for the fact that I've pretty much run the channel thus far, unless I'm misunderstanding you, I've pretty much run the channel thus far in kind of contradiction to what you're saying there. In that, obviously, I have been able to use uploaded material before, and officially uploaded material for profit before. Not for my profit, but which was uploaded for the original artist or company's profit. However, I do believe that, I don't think it's with Scandal, I don't think it's like some sort of evil system they've got going. I just think that their system is it is along those lines, that they have some sort of automated thing going on that makes it very difficult. I do think it must be involved with them. But don't worry, like I said, I'm not going to give up on Scandal, because Scandal is one that I'm really interested in. I mean, as you guys can imagine, Scandal is pretty much exactly the sort of thing I think you guys can imagine I would like. They've got rock and they've got pop in there. History, as you told me, I'm obviously interested from hearing by proxy, just being around their name for so long. They've got a fun thing going. They've got so many side projects. I desperately want to get on the Scandal bandwagon, but obviously I don't want to jump ship, as in, well, I don't want to jump the gun and start listening to it and ruin my ability to react. So I've literally got this whole bank of Scandal songs that I desperately want to dive into. I want to get a couple of beers and just listen to them and just enjoy it. But I have been calming myself and avoiding the urge. By the way, before I keep on reading more comments, guys, if you're on here, it really helps. I know it sounds like such a YouTuber thing. There's 13 people in here. If you're enjoying this, please press the like. I know that's such a YouTuber thing to ask, but it does help. And also it helps push this up for people who want to watch this later. It'll be more likely to be shared with them if you like it now. So if you're there, just press the like button. Really appreciate it. Anyway, let me get back onto the comments, because you guys have been talking like, hey, by the way, just quickly say, Sean is in the house, man. I hope you can stick around for a live chat. Absolutely great. Sean, a lifelong friend of mine. He is my brother from another mother, is the best I can say. My little strange brother. I would, depending on how things go, I really, really hope that we get a bit more. Maybe Sean will be on this channel. It's something I need to talk with him, but I have ideas that if Sean is able to do it, he's someone who I'd like to have on this channel. But that's another thing we'll get to. But really glad to have you here, Sean. Hope you can stick around for a little bit of this. Let me just have a little read through some of the comments we've got here. Would like to see your Scandal reaction on the OneDrive. Good point. Yeah, using the OneDrive for the Scandal stuff would be great. But like I say, it's something that I so desperately want to do as part of the channel. That I know I've done Masterpiece already, but kickstarting them, getting my first few listens on YouTube would be a really big thing. If people are following the journey, but I have to say, well, the beginning of this journey is only available for OneDrive people. Actually, maybe that would be a good idea, but I don't know. have to be. I would like I said, I'd like to get it done on YouTube, get people behind it, and then put them on the OneDrive for the songs that I really can't do on YouTube. CMC, yes, post is on the ever-growing subreddit. You are an absolute gentleman. Thank you so much for that. As always, I mean, thanks. I noticed there's a lot of people who are really helpful with the Reddit, and so thank you to you guys know who you are, but Zint is always on there, sort of giving ideas. Harry's always on there, but CMC pretty much is running so much of this. Sorry, I'll talk about Discord and the Reddit, but CMC is pretty much running a lot of this. So this is brilliant. Mutant Monster is more Mutant Monster coming up there. So don't worry about that, CMC. That is coming up. It is a little bit delayed because there's a lot of things I want to go through at the moment, but that should be in the next month, I think. There'll be more Mutant Monster, maybe in the next 2 weeks. Fernando, lots of stuff to do on the list. You're going to be busy. I love being busy, man. This is one of the things I love. Although it is always frustrating thinking, oh, I need to get to that. I need to get to that. I love the fact there is always a road ahead. That I always know is like loads of exciting things to do. Speak of the devil, and Lenny does appear. Hello, Lenny. Welcome back, sir. Welcome. Where is the cardboard? This is the same place I was in last week, by the way. It's just now I'm in a more bright room, and this room is the cube. I'm in the cube. We can call this the cube for now. In the cube. You can see my other computer. Don't worry about that. Yes, we'll call this room the cube. So, Lenny, a man has to eat. Just add soy to the cardboard and soy and cardboard. I think that's what I call a vegan diet, isn't it? Sorry, that was a low blow. I shouldn't have gone for that, and yet I did. CMC thought it was a. No. Sean genuinely loves me. Sean genuinely loves me, and I genuinely love Sean. We love each other. Now, Confederate Billy, I don't know. This is a new person, so I'm going to say hi, Billy. But maybe Billy is a troll. Let us find out, as we always do when new people join the chat. We're so hostile here. We say, hey, get involved in the chat, and we see what they say. And if it becomes about penises, we know that they are probably a troll, or their sisters, or what other kind of weird things. Hey, if you want to be in the chat, you're welcome. All right, let's have a look here. So, Ziv, maybe post a video on YouTube saying you did a review and link the one in the description. That way, it doesn't feel exclusive. Yeah, I agree with that. My only issue with that, I mean, you guys know I'm perhaps a little bit excessive. By the way, hi, JC. Hi, JC. So I did see that. Hi, I'll get to you in a minute. The thing, yeah. So in regards to the link thing, you guys know I think it's a point of an important point that I believe that we are very sort of principled about the way we do this, very honest, very principled, and therefore I don't like clickbaiting people. So if someone clicks on a video and it says here's a link to something else, I prefer not to do that. By the way, Confederate Billy, I just saw yours as well. Thank you for basically passing your. It's like the thing where you press a button that says I am not a robot. Then we know we can talk to you. It's so many people start with hi, nice to meet you. Hi, nice to meet you, and then something about their sister in the next room, and it's like, can I take back the hello? So nice to meet you, Billy. So where are we going with this? Yeah, with Zim. Basically, I will do that if I have to, but I would rather avoid that. And like I say, Scandal is one of those bands who have got so much music. I would like it to become a big part of the channel. I'd like to do what we've done with Bandmade and Baby Metal and listen to every single song. And, sometime next year, have like a top 20 Scandal songs and stuff like that. That's what I would like to do. And like I say, Harry's been so helpful that I think we could do that. So I really want to start it on a good foot. And, time's on our side. There's no point overly rushing these things because, we've still got a lot of songs going. We're still going through Bandmade and everything, and, once we've listened to every single Bandmade song, we've listened to Conqueror, we're going to need somewhere to go. So I'm not overly pushing this Scandal thing right now, but believe me, it is a very high priority for me, even if I'm not pushing forwards with an excessive haste, shall we say. So yeah, again, thank you. Hi JC. I know JC was really conversational last time. We did the same thing with JC actually when JC first appeared as with Billy in the "Are You a Troll" thing. It's just become part of what we do now. It's the gentle hazing process. So Harry, I was referring to the one that just got blocked. Oh, okay. And thanks for the reminder to like the video. As I said before, iOS YouTube live chat hides the like button out of sight and out of mind. Oh well, if you're thanking me for thanking you for liking, then everyone wins then. Yes, I mean, I'm being very careful with the Scandal ones. I'm deliberately picking on their new songs because of the change in their record company status, and also because it doesn't so much affect me enjoying the Scandal story, because you hear someone's most recent songs and the context of hearing them grow as an artist is very different. So I'll get there. It might end up on the OneDrive, but not yet. Like I said, I'm being very sort of patient with the approach to Scandal, trying not to listen to too much too soon, but looking at the right opportunity and picking the right song. So we'll get there. So let's have a look here. CMC Tops 20 Scandal songs, Masterpiece 20 times. Well, so Masterpiece has got a lot of love, which I think is great. I mean, I really like that song. I remember when I heard it, it was the first Scandal song I really sat down and listened to properly, so it was hard to hear it in context. But I remember saying that it was like, this is a really good song in a kind of a straight shooting pop rock way. So I was kind of thinking, I'd love to hear more of where the band came from to really appreciate if this is a great song or just them sort of phoning it in. You never know without context, but that's an interesting one. So Lenny, I've seen a YouTuber post a short video referring to a private YouTube video link where the review is, but whatever you do is fine by me. I just can't do lip and sync on a mobile phone. Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to be avoiding that link and sync thing. I know people really put that forwards. By the way, Dan, good for you. Just clean up properly afterwards. So I know that the link and sync thing, some people are suggesting it, but I've got to be honest, I know that it's not good for too many people. And also I feel, like I said, this YouTube channel is me providing, I'd like to think a thought piece and entertainment. I think that goes away when I'm asking you to put in work to enjoy the reviews. I would much rather do what I did with Metal Galaxy and just not listen to the song with you guys, or just say, look guys, hear the song first and then come back to me. I'd much rather do that than force you to sit down and sync up listening to the same video at the same time. I just don't feel that's very much in the spirit of what this is. This is me providing a conversation piece. That's all I can really say for that. Where are we on the comments? But yeah, anyway, just basically, Lenny, agree with you totally there. I will find a way, but like I said, all of these things, I don't want to set a bad precedent, especially if it's something that people really want to hear, if it's not people really want to listen to. If I set a bad precedent by using a technique that I don't want to use in future, then I will feel like I've kind of wasted an opportunity with the artist, and especially with an artist like Scandal. Like I said, I think they're really down the alley of what this channel does. Anyway, let's move on to some of the other comments, because there's a lot of them coming in. Thank you very much. Like I say, there's 13 people here. Please, it's not just for the sake of my vanity. If you do like this, it really helps other people who are not here now, and it pushes it up in their feed so they can come back and see this later. We do get a lot of rewatches on the live stream, so please, if you are here and you're just enjoying the chat, or just chilling out with us, just press that like button. Much appreciated. It just helps the other people who are not here come back around to it. Let's have a look at what we've got here. CMC, probably not from Arkansas then. Arkansas country. Hi and bye. Football on. Yeah, you see, Jeff Smith. Like you guys know, I'm really bad with names, but I'm good with icons. And I recognize Jeff Smith. And the initials as well help me recognize. And so when our prime troll goes away and leaves it to CMC, I think, don't be gone too long, my friend. Don't be gone too long. So so Dan is talking. I'll wait for that to come back on topic. Come back on topic. Harry, Masterpiece is the strongest of the three new ones. Yeah, I've got to admit, I mean, the one that I reviewed, I mean, I might as well just be honest with you guys. I think it's fuzzy. I wasn't blown away by it. I thought it was okay, but it just kind of like, no, it was all right. I mean, I won't mention too much about why, but hopefully if the video goes up on OneDrive, you'll be able to see why I thought that. CMC is right again. Lenny, yeah, the Middle Galaxy format is fine. Yeah, I was a bit worried about doing that, but I did think genuinely if it came to a link and sync thing, then it's like, well, to me, it was like, why do that? I mean, most people who watch these reviews watch it because they've already heard the song and they want a counter opinion or an agreeing opinion, but we don't just do approval here. So as a result, I thought most of these people know the song, they can go and listen to it. So yeah, if that's working for people, I think that's better than link and sync for me. Josie, I want to ask you something. Do you have TikTok? I don't have TikTok. TikTok's a weird one because I was interested by the idea of it, but when you've got so much video editing and music editing software, it almost feels like a bit old-fashioned when you see TikTok. But then again, I haven't really researched much on how people use it, and I've heard it's kind of like Vine. People are quite creative with it. But if you have it, I mean, it's kind of like how I started on Reddit. Sometimes I just open an account on different platforms just to sort of see what's going on. So yeah, I'm tempted that I might just get a TikTok account to have a little look because it's a musical thing after all. So a few comments coming in on videos. I'll come back to them later. So you get back to me on that, JC. Just tell me, follow up on that. CMC, link and sync is a pain in the ass. I just avoid them. Yeah, I agree. I mean, for everyone who likes it, I think there's 3 or 4 people who just like, what's the point? Anyone from the USA? Maybe. Fernando's from Canada. I know that. CMC is from Wales. 1362 is from Minnesota. Hi, by the way, 1362. Yeah, I like that. You kind of slowly, quietly come into conversations. I love how you do that. Harry, New Jersey. So I think that's a resounding yes, except for me, English guy in Japan. Lenny is he's from the moon, but I believe he's currently on one of the other moons of Jupiter. So I don't know whether he means he's from the moon of Jupiter or if he's from the moon of Earth. Lenny, let us know. Billy's in Arkansas. Fair enough. So maybe that's where because we were talking about Arkansas before, but that was with the other guy. Now I'm getting confused. But yeah, when I was in America, I mainly traveled down the 2 coasts. I went down the East Coast and the West Coast because I was kind of doing music there. I wish I'd traveled more in between. So there's so many places when people say, "Oh, I'm from here, from there." I think, never been there. CMZ, this is actually true. Lenny is really from the moon. Well, yeah, of course, here. Do you like the Who? Do you know what? The Who are one of those bands. Although I wouldn't put them on a level with groups like the Beatles or Queen, or those sort of the groups who are like the top ones in my opinion for mixing popular radio friendliness with true musical experimentation. I do think the Who had that wonderful quality of actually putting themselves out there and being able to write catchy hit songs whilst also playing around with the sounds. I mean, like things like Tommy, that's a very experimental album. It never really sat with me, but I respected it a lot. I think the Who are one of those bands who I mainly respect. They have some songs that I can really get into, but you kind of have to really be in the mood for it. We had this conversation on the last live chat, though. There's artists where you just go, okay, it doesn't work for me, but I respect that. And most of the time, that's how I feel about the Who. But actually, there are some songs by them I do really like. What's your opinion, by the way? I always like when people ask those questions, they ask them very short, and I'm always interested in context. So follow that up for me. Let me know. Hey, C Bill, how you doing? You should react to a live video of Out Monster. So yeah, I am going to do that because there was some really interesting comments about that on the Discord, and I want to show them some live love. I haven't done any live sci-fi yet, and I know they're very fun live, and I know that it's basically a pop show, but you guys know I have some CDs that come with DVDs. I've seen them live on screen. So yeah, I'll follow up on that. But anyway, welcome to the show, Siva. Lenny, do you see me on Google Maps? I don't know if Google Maps go. Yeah, by the way, this is totally off topic, but if anyone has been using that 3D Google Maps thing, I'm always one of those people. I think that people should respect how amazing technology is. I love science, I love technology, and just I think that 3D Google Maps thing, I've been waiting for them to do that for a while, because I've always been thinking, well, look, you've got the photographic stuff from Street View, and you've got the map technology, and you've got the topography. Surely they're going to do a 3D thing, and they did, and it's brilliant in the areas where you use it, like the Cardboard Palace, that building. Just being able to zoom in and look to the balcony. Obviously, you can't actually look in the building because it doesn't see inside the building, but being able to see that balcony, being able to see the whole building in beautiful 3D and zooming around it. I love that Google 3D thing. I know I often hate on Google, not as much as Apple, but I do hate on Google quite a lot. But I love that. It's a toy, but it's a toy that I adore. It's brilliant. And the building I'm in right now, even this building, is to such high degree that you can actually see a 3D model of the car parked out front. Love it. So, just went on a different subject. Simply not from Wales, live in Wales. Yeah, okay. I was a little bit confused when you said that, because I remember thinking where I thought you were English, but you live in Cardiff. But okay, that's fine. Okay, we're on the same page now. I'm from Canada as well. Yeah, I like that. I love that we got 2 Canadians on here. I think Canadians are, for such a huge country, they're often, well, maybe not so much in other parts of the world, but we don't hear much about Canada. It's a very quiet place with many stereotypes. But I love that we've got Canadians on here. Riff Raff, how you doing, man? Sorry, a bit slow. I'm catching up with the comments, but welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. Yeah, it's evening. Well, I don't know, it's morning. It's 20 to 1. 1362. What do you think about the Pixies? Ooh. Well, I'll be honest with you, the way I got to listen to the Pixies, the first time I heard the Pixies, and the way I discovered them, I'm one of those people, maybe it's a generation thing, I found them through the closing titles to Fight Club. Yes, that's how I found the Pixies. Don't universally like every single song by them. I think they're one of those bands. I have a similar feeling towards Nirvana, actually, in a strange way. Not doing a direct comparison as some people would. But I have a similar feeling in that I think they were very much a band of the time, Pixies, Nirvana, these kinds of bands. But I think if you were experiencing their music firsthand as it came out, it has more of a connection to you. So I maybe see it excessively in an objective light. So as a result, a lot of the songs that people rave about, I don't so much like. But Pixies actually kind of a similar thing, actually, as what I was just saying about The Who. Although I probably actually enjoy the Pixies more, if I'm honest. But, I bought a few CDs by them after I started to get into what I heard. But they're very sort of like, some of them I like, some of them I don't. And I think like 2 or 3 CDs. And it's always a case of skip this one, skip this one. Oh my God, this is brilliant. Skip this one, skip this one. Oh my God, this is brilliant. It's kind of like that. So Pixies are a strange band for me. I don't have the emotional connection that some people have with them. And I know they have a huge cult following, but yeah, do definitely love them. Anyway, I've got to catch up with the comments. Love that you guys are commenting so quickly. And thank you. Got a couple more likes. Keep those likes coming in. Like I said, it's really good for the video, for the channel, and for anyone who wants to find this Who, because we're not all available at this time of day. For anyone else who's a regular wants to find it, more likes you give, the more this pushes it up in the algorithm. No love for the Rolling Stones then. I love the Rolling Stones. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't. The Rolling Stones are kind of the opposite end of that whole Beatles Queen thing. I think the Rolling Stones have done so many things and really amazing things, but considering how long they've been around and how much they've released, they clearly don't have quite the experimental edge of a lot of their peers. But they are so good at hitting their stride and doing what they do brilliantly. I do love the Rolling Stones, really do. So many fantastic songs. Have you read any songs from the Who? Oh, I don't know who's followed up on this. Yeah, Lenny's saying, let's hear that story again. CMC, please, no, don't mention the Who. Howard's therapy is going so well. Ironically, I'm the only person on this channel who hasn't reviewed the Who. Bubbles did a review, which he really loved them, but his review was a very Bubbles review. So I don't know if anyone took it particularly seriously. He was just sort of like, and he'd already heard them before he did his review, so his was kind of more like a recap. And then James heard them, and James had some choice words. And to be honest, most of what he did 2 reviews for a World Tour Wednesday, and most of what he said was actually quite fair, harsh as hell, but quite fair, and got taken out of context. But one of the videos we had to take down, actually, I should put that on. I'm going to put that on the OneDrive. Thanks for reminding me. Because it had one statement in it which was, like, it got a lot of criticism, and I had to sit back and say, okay, that is probably taking it too far. And then that kind of caused a little bit of a rift between me and James, because I had to explain to James, look, I'm not censoring anything, but this is for the betterment of the channel. If people are criticizing something so heavily, I've got to take it away, because otherwise it screws the whole channel. And there was a lot of things taken into consideration, went through the statistics and everything. But yeah, no, that is a really interesting point. But thank you for mentioning that, because actually, yes, I can get hold of the previous video which we blocked. It's still online, but it's blocked, and I will take that and I'll put that into the OneDrive. So guys, keep on that OneDrive through Discord. The link to it is in the Reddit as well. I'll put it on there sometime this week. Harry, are you sure of that? Why does he's just still like, sorry, I'll let the professional trolls take over now. That's the problem. There's so many comments now, I'm getting slightly out of touch. I know there was a perfume diss in there and I missed it. Oh, that's all I can say. No, great trolling. Solid A for sure. It probably was really good trolling. I've just got out of touch. I've really got to catch up with the comments now. Seville, we are a huge country with a small population in comparison. Yeah, similar to America, but even more so. And plus, you've got like French Canada and non-French Canada, which means it's even more complicated, because you're kind of like, you've got very separate areas. I've got some love for Canada though, but I wish I could spend more time there. And Dan's choking on a penis. You enjoy that. So Lenny, so you have room for one more in Canada. There we go, JWS. The name has gone back to the troll of old. Hi all, was that troll on who stole my icon? Well, just for you, Howard, so there's no confusion. I know, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Even though I can tell it's you, I just appreciate seeing your trolley initials and that long set of numbers that still haven't been explained. CMC, new PFP track due, as I guess the time to forget, isn't there trademark differ? Yeah, I really, like I said, once we settle things down in a new place in Cardboard Palace 2.0, I am going to start working on, like I say, the t-shirts are coming, the designs are pretty much done, and there's going to be a lot more stuff like that, like the PFP stuff, a lot more fun stuff. At the moment, we're just doing the bare basic, doing the reviews, but I'm going to get a lot more of that fun stuff once I'm set up in November. So it's going to be really great. And there's a lot of really cool videos coming for the end of the year. I've really got like a nice sort of schedule of cool videos to interview. That's going to be great. Fernando, okay, I'll try something new. The Peggies, have you listened to their latest album? I haven't been listening to Peggies in album form. I've been listening through the singles, like I often do with artists who I'm relatively new with. I've got a new Peggies review coming up in the next couple of weeks as well, which is, it's a good one. It's a good one, I promise. CMC, oh yeah, hi JWS. Preferred the micro. Miku, it was Miku, Samurai Icon. Many thanks. Got your reply. Not been on for a couple of weeks and didn't know why only review. Well, it's nice to have you back, JWS. I feel like CMC, for all of his talents as both a troll, a creator, a Reddit person, everything, I feel he's been spread very thinly. So it's nice to have you to take over his trolling duties for him. Lenny, Rolling Stones equals unsubscribe. There's a lot of people who really don't like Rolling Stones, but I think they're kind of one of those. I mean, I think one of those groups who they managed to do something simple very well. You know, if you take that too far, you get bands like Oasis, who basically is like zero effort, zero artistry. Just they shit out songs that have a basic formula, and it's just, you know, there's nothing goes into it. I think Rolling Stones are somewhere between. They're in that lovely vast chasm between Oasis and like Queen or the Beatles. They're in that huge chasm, which is basically somewhere between extremely so much effort that sometimes it comes off really bad and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and total utter formulaic, it worked once, we'll crap it out forever. Rolling Stones are in a nice place in the middle, a much more effective place, I would say, in my opinion. CMC, I'm getting in touch with my more sensitive side, hence the icon. I don't believe that for 1 second. Jonas, lastly, The Who, the early mod stuff was so much better than the 70s shit. I've never really thought of them in context of chronology. I should probably go back and look at it like that. I never really thought of it like that. Yeah, I know they changed a lot over their style though, but I will. I'll think about that next time I'm listening to them. Simply, why do you think Over the Peggies album? Oh, to Fernando. Not too many spoilers, but I am interested. Lynyrd Skynyrd, I don't know much Lynyrd Skynyrd actually, but there is, I can't remember, there's one song that is really catchy as hell. I can't remember it, but the minute it comes on, it blows your brain and you end up like, can't get anything else in my brain for the next week. Lynyrd Skynyrd is one of those groups who I know they have good songs, and yet I can't think of any of them straight off the top of my head. And then when they come in, it's like, oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, name some Lynyrd Skynyrd songs for me. Hi, Jade was sorry, say quick in and out. Really bad times this live stream. Oh, I'm sorry, JWS. I wish I could make it better. If you can get into the comments on the videos, that's great. But also remember the Discord, JWS. Get in the Discord, because if you can't do this and you do the Discord, then you'll be able to chat with us all the time. It won't be like this, but it'll still be chatting with everyone. So get on there. Lenny makes a dirty joke, but a good one. Okay. That is best description of Oasis. You are redeemed. Believe me, if I went really off on what I think of Oasis, we could spend 2 hours of just me pulling apart why I absolutely hate that band, and I think they have done more damage to the music industry than AKB48 could ever do. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it at an amicable point for now. But yeah, I'm not an Oasis fan. I'm not an Oasis fan. I kind of, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna bait myself. That sounded dirty. So, Fernando, it was only I preferred their previous one, New Kingdom. Oh, okay. In regards to Peggy's, well, I don't know yet, so I'll come on to that. Jebus, you're a real YouTube channel when you start selling T-shirts. It's supply and demand. Supply and demand. It was demanded, and now it's being supplied. They are fun though. It's not like the backup breakdown. They're genuinely funny ones that are not so much about advertising as just playing on themes that have come up in the discussions. JB, Freebird, that's one of them. And Freebird is not the main one of it. Freebird was used in the Kingsman movie, wasn't it? In the particularly divisive scene, I seem to remember. That's one of the reasons. That wasn't. I knew that song growing up, but that's now become. It's actually crossed over. That's now the reference I think of, if that's the one I'm thinking of. But no, there's another song which is much more catchy than Freebird that really sticks to me. Probably won't come up in this conversation, but if it doesn't, I will think of it and mention it again. Harry CMC mentioned. Had said not to mention Who as your therapy was going. Well, I'd ask question the statement since you still like perfume. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry, it's just me getting caught up in webs about that. Well, like I said, I haven't passed opinion on the Who myself because I edited 2 videos that the other guys did about the Who, so I kind of heard them through that. I can't really do a fair reaction. And they have got a couple of new songs. Maybe I should pick one up. I'm not sure I'd have a huge amount to say about them, though. I mean, they're culturally interesting, but their music is very bare bones minimal. I would find it hard to find much to say about them, so I might try a review of one of their newer songs. But I'm kind of on the wall about the Who. I'm neither a lover or a hater. I'm just kind of like, it's there. I don't take as much exception to it as James does, that's for sure. CMC have to go and get them there. Oh, Freebird. Thursday's gone by. Oh, Tuesday's gone by. Lynyrd Skynyrd is a great song. I don't know that one, but it's one worth checking out. Lenny's laughing. I'm guessing that's in regards to my Oasis comments. I'm assuming. Simply, I prefer AKB's little sister band, AK. You meant to say AK-47, and you got it the wrong way around, didn't you? You were going for AK-47. But you got the numbers the wrong way around, and you screwed your own joke. That's what happened, isn't it? You were thinking that JWS being here would make it easier for you to do the trolling. Didn't work. Sorry, it was the problem. We've got too many trolls. It's causing like a troll problem. You guys are taking each other's troll energy. That's the issue. But he's Sweet Home Alabama. Oh yeah, that was Lynyrd Skynyrd, wasn't it? Freebird, Simple Man. What's your name? Those are my favorites. Sweet Home Alabama, I totally forgot. I mean, that's one of those songs, isn't it? It's simple as anything, but just on the pure memorability level of it, you cannot write that off. It just works 100%. That's a really good song. In that kind of, like I say, it's got that sort of simple country quality, but not in that kind of annoying way that sometimes songs can be, where it's just so simple. You're like, okay, did you bother? Sweet Home Alabama is like one of those songs. I understand why that's a classic, so I agree with you on that. Freebird, definitely. Totally different skill set on showing that song. Simple Man and What's Your Name, I don't believe I know, but I'll probably recognise them if I heard them, so we'll have to see how that goes. Joe Lewis, the UK government were putting people who use Discord on a watch list. So they were radicals, no idea if they actually did, but it was reports for a while there. I have no idea. I mean, with Boris Johnson in charge, who knows what's going to happen? However, if they do, then CMC might be at risk. Radicalized Miku fans. Danger of him going to Trafalgar Square and trying to manipulate pigeon behavior to start some kind of version of Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, using pigeons and singing to them and directing them with the sound of Miku-led band-made songs. So there is a possibility that CMC is being watched for precisely that reason. Why not? Lenny, is there a Japanese band that covers Skinhead, Sweet Home Hiroshima? Not that I know. I'm guessing. I'm trying to work out the Hiroshima, Alabama reference. Or did you just pick a city at random? Or is there some sort of reference I should know here? Yeah, usually people only mention Hiroshima for one of two reasons. And neither of them makes me think of Alabama. So I'm interested with that. Was it? But no. Sweet Home Aomori. Sweet Home Aomori has more of a similar ring to it, at least. Seriously, no, I meant to say AK-74, AK-47 is so last century. Oh, I apologize. You're trying to confuse me? Stop trying to confuse me. No, AK-47 is the older sister. Okay. It's getting so confusing now. I posted 3 songs of The Who from the concert I went to in Britain. Of course, yeah, Fernando mentioned. Yeah, you said you saw them. Yeah, indeed, they were great on stage. I think that's what they're for. I mean, the whole thing about their music videos, they look like they're marching up like some sort of war march. So I imagine on stage, that's more what they're for. They're one of those few examples of a band where that whole thing isn't even music writing. They don't seem to really write songs in that sense. They're more like chants. They're more like jams. I say that jam in more of like a kind of like a war song sort of way. It has that vibe to it. So I actually imagine they're one of the few bands who I think live is the only way they would really work. On record, they kind of work and they don't. It's a bit of a wonder. So yeah, CMC sang will rise if that happens. So CMC is going to raise this pigeon army. So I do believe it. I believe it's going to happen. And this conversation is obviously being listened to. So as Snowden told you, you are being watched now. Random. It rhymes sort of. Oh, okay. Fair enough. So it was just kind of Hiroshima, Alabama. So you were going for the ending rhyme with the A. I was going for the opening rhyme with Alabama Aomori. Fair enough. We'll consider that a draw until someone can think of a Japanese place that begins and ends with an A. I'm sure there will be one. No. Yeah. Uno74. Hello. We're going to do our usual troll test on you, which is hi. Feel free to type just so we know you're a real human and you're not going to say something disturbing, and then we can all talk with you. Paul, pigeons to arms. Yeah, Harry's getting behind you. Oh no, Fernando's behind the Popo craziness as well. So I've accidentally convinced CMC, and now he is going to do this. I do want to see a video of you running around Trafalgar Square possessing pigeons. Whilst hold a boombox as well. Let's go old school. Run around with a boombox playing. It's going to be one of the Miku-led songs. I would sincerely hope that you go for Rockin' Me. Run around playing Rockin' Me on a boombox around Trafalgar Square, shouting Poe and trying to convince pigeons to follow you into battle. And then it will happen. Morgan is here. Hello, Morgan. I think I woke up too late again. Hey there. No, you're on time. We still got like an hour left on this one, so you're here in time. Good to have Morgan, down as DMN, the Unmentionables, a fellow musician and quite a quite a admirably insane musician as well. If you thought of any crazy musical ideas, he's probably done them. And Nikhil Kushwaha, let me get this right. Nikhil Kushwaha Tex. Hi. I hope I got your name right. If I didn't, I'm going to feel bad. Dave's Range. Hey, y'all. I just tuned in. Hello. Well, we've got so many new people coming in. Like I say, we have to wheel out just in case any of you are trolls. So if anyone says anything disturbing, we'll know. Otherwise, feel free to join the conversation. Then Akihabara. Sweet Home Akihabara. That was so obvious. I can't believe neither of us thought of that first of all. Sweet Home Akihabara. Yeah, that will work. Akihabara. Be aware of the party they carry. I'm in Japan, dude. I'm in Japan. I'm safe. I'm safe from that. Okay, I'm in Japan. You have a range. Where are you from? I'll just read through some. Where are you from? All of you. So Nikhil's in India. Well, I think we've got like Canadians, Americans. I'm in Japan. We got some Brits as well. I can now. I'm not in England. I can use that generalized term, Brits. You don't say that if you're in Britain. You say English or Welsh or Scottish. But if you're outside of Britain, you go, oh, to some Brits. There you go. New is still welcome though. So hello, Nikhil. I'm from New Hampshire. New Hampshire. I remember my granddad when I was young. My granddad lived in Hampshire, and you live in New Hampshire, which I believe is in New England. Which therefore, Dave, it makes some. It's a memory which is connected by nothing more than the simple application of 9 letters. But hey, there you go. Sorry, confused. Is Pigeons the name of PFP fan club? Well, neither of the P's stands for pigeons, which means it's bizarre enough that I'm willing to go for that. Yes, pigeons are now the names of the followers of PFP. They are pigeons. Don't need to run around. They are already programmed. Just need to trigger them. And no, not rocking me. Time is a much better. We'll get to that. I've heard the live version. We'll get to that before I make a decision. Morgan, over you too. Lots of pigeons in Canada. There's lots of pigeons everywhere, Fernando. Let's just be clear on that. Pigeons are everywhere. They are the rats of the sky. No, I have nothing against them, but they are the rats of the sky, and they're everywhere. Don't worry, pigeons are everywhere. But New Hampshire, not exactly the South. Interesting. In England, it is the South. Safe in Japan, cool. Yeah, no, I'm safe. No, there's no Japanese caravan trailer parks. I'm fine with that. Actually, where I grew up in England, there was a couple of fields, and one of them one day did get occupied and stayed occupied for about 6 years by unannounced visitors. Yeah, you get how that goes. I'm sure you know how that goes. Oh my God, there's so much stuff. Nikhil, I need you to calm down with the the emojis, because you've just pushed all of the comments off the top of the screen. I need to scroll up now. Less emojis, guys. Less emojis. Oh God, it's really hard to follow. Okay, I go back up. So JWS is in Glasgow, Scotland. I can't do the accent. So I'm just now, because everything's quite spread out now, I'm having to read through carefully, so just stay with me on here. So someone talking about blowjobs, that's fine. There's porn sites, you can use those instead. Harry and Akihabara works well since it starts. Yeah, I think that's what Lenny was just saying, Sweet Home Akihabara, and yeah, I think you probably, yeah, so that's what you're following up on. Yeah, I think, plus I like Akihabara more than Shibuya, just on principle. So I'm going to go with Akihabara, but Shibuya is a fair second place. I'm going to put that second. Seems the time to worry is when Miku unleashes. There are shark po. She could do shark po. If she could do shark po, that's interesting. Is that when she goes swimming on holiday? Okay, there's. I appreciate all the love, but there's so many emojis here. Let me scroll through these. Okay, and unleash, and there's gorillas as well. Okay, so where are we going? So happy Deepawali. I don't know Deepawali, which is interesting because I grew up in a town which was like mostly Indian population. I'm thinking like, is this like Diwali though? Diwali, Deepawali? I don't know, I might be missing that. But someone, yeah, someone let me know if you know more. Lazy, it's been a while since I've seen you on here. Anyway, by the way, just first of all, whatever Deepawali is, apologies, I don't know. Certainly enjoy it. I would definitely say that. So enjoyment is the main thing. Whatever you're doing, have fun. Like I say, hi, Lazy. Great to see you back there. So I know it's often there's weird times we do this, but it's great to see you nonetheless. CMC, sweet home Okinawa. Bow, bow, bow. Lord, I'm sailing home to you. I love that there's love on this channel. Everyone's being nice to each other. You seem good, chat, mate. Cheers. I'm about to get some tea and crumpets. I'm not even 100% sure what tea and crumpets is. That's how fantastically English I really am. And I don't even drink tea. I am the worst fake English person ever. Sweet home Akahara be about electronics love pillows. That's pretty much perfect. And for a maid cafes in as well. But yeah, that's pretty much right. Sweet home Kumamoto. Thank you for that, Lazy Nine. That will go on the list. I think I should just record this. Maybe this should be a PFP song. And maid cafes. Oh yeah, sorry. Lenny beat me to it. What's your name? My name is on the channel. I bet you can find it. I bet you can find my name. I put my name. Actually, I'll tell you what, I don't often use my name online for various reasons. It's one of those ones you learn it if you're here for a while. Well, one half human, half gorilla that plays the drums, says CMC. You're just confusing this attack. Can't you just use the pigeons? Wouldn't that be better? Fernando, how got to run? Have fun. As always, a pleasure to talk to you, Fernando. I know as always you leave wonderful comments. I wish I had more time to reply to all of them, but I do read them and I will try to get back to as many as possible. But you have a lovely day, so thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone's saying hello to Lazy, which is great. Glad that we are all here. So you're talking about Skinner earlier, says Dave's Range. Creedence Clearwater Arrival is great too. I got to be honest, as shameful as this is, I don't really know much about Creedence Clearwater Revival. I am a total noob on that subject. I feel like I should know. I feel like I know enough of their peers that I should know more about them. But just one that never really sort of came across my radar in anything more than the name. So I'm going to have to admit a unfortunate ignorance in that area. Kumamon is in your mind, says Lenny. Kumamon. Yeah, Kumamon's lovely, but slightly creepy. In a happy situation, that's great. In a not happy situation, being permanently happy is a little bit weird. You can imagine Kumamon and Cheetan hanging out. That would be a bit scary. And so, Nikhil, but I don't understand your language, but I will try to full understand. I'm sorry. Now I feel bad. In India, 9:33. Well, Nikhil, you are welcome back anytime. Feel free, if you're on the videos, get in the comments. Talk to us on there. Like I said, I don't use my name much on the channel, although it is in the channel details. But yeah, like I say, conversation is what it's all about. So if you want to get on here anytime, even if you're English, I know some people on here don't have great English, but get in there and we will do our best. And most important, you're going to have a nice. I know you're going to have a nice time from what you said. I wish I knew more about the festival. Please enjoy. Have a great time. That's the most important thing. And hopefully we'll speak to you soon. Don't be a stranger. But good evening to you, Nikhil. It was nice to meet you. Definitely nice to have new people on here who are not trolls. Billy, hell yeah, it is Dave, Fortunate Son. This is where I got disconnected from the conversation. Miku is from Kumamoto. Is she? I didn't know that. Interesting. Actually, I think the CMC already told me that, but then I forgot. Every army needs a drummer to help everyone in time. Are we referencing that advert, the Phil Collins advert? I can hear in the bed tonight, with the gorilla and the drums. I think that's what we're referencing. Harry Crab, Sweet Home Akihabara, the first track on the PFP album. I'm thinking more like bonus track. I'm thinking more bonus track. I'm sure that whatever the first album is, it will just be totally unexpected. So let's have a look here. Oh, Riffraff, yeah, you're here, but you've been very quiet. So when we're going to see the BXMXC review, I'm interested to see that one. I don't want to spoil too much about that, but it's a really good review. I'm happy with that video. It's one of the ones where you record a review and you think, actually, yes, I got a lot to say with that one. They're coming up in chronological order, which means I think you'll be seeing that in the next day or two. It might even be the next one, actually. It's coming soon. Don't worry, it's coming soon. It's not far away. I'm really excited to pass that one to. I'm not going to spoil it, but I was left with a lot to say after that. So CMC, but PFP is a bird you cannot change, so maybe not as well. An American song rock band. Most people that aren't from the South don't know about them. CCR, the name is I think internationally known. It's one of those ones where everyone knows the name, but maybe not so much the music. But yeah, CCR, I know the name, but I probably have heard this song, but I don't know straight off the top of my head. So, I wouldn't know until I heard it. And if I heard it and someone said, "Oh, that's CCR," I'd be like, "Oh, there you go." So Jeff Smith, Fortunate One, song Creedence thing. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, so actually, you two were talking about the same thing. Now I understand. Thank you. Harry is one of those songs I should hate, but oddly I like. Interesting. Yeah, actually, I mean, it's hard to. I would consider, because you've got quite an open palette, but yet what you like is very clear as well. So I'm kind of interested that you like that one, Harry. But we'll get. I'm not going to spoil too much. I'll get back to what I thought of that when you see the review in the next couple of days. M28, oh, good for you. I would recommend that you use some mouthwash and say thank you. It's always good. And yeah, just have a good evening. Nice. Jeff, I know Creedence and I'm from Scotland. Yeah, like so many of these bands, especially bands who are a few decades old, their music spreads and it finds people eventually. So it becomes very weird finding who does and doesn't know these things. But yeah, I think Creedence are a famous band, but I don't think they've got any like massively famous songs. Just kind of like songs that are kind of, if you're into that style of music, you've probably heard. Like I said, I might would have heard them without knowing. CMC, no, Miki revealed exclusively on the US tour that Akane was half human, half gorilla. Shocking revelation, which Akane confirmed live only in the USA. So maybe she changes DNA when she goes between different countries. It is entirely possible. Consider that. I've got to be honest, I think that CMC is going to want to fight me after saying this. I think Mika's wrong. Sorry, don't believe she's a gorilla. Don't believe it. Nope, she's not half gorilla. I'm sorry. Miku is incorrect, and I would demand a second blood test. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. CMC is going to jump through my screen now and trying to punch me in the face. I know CCR. I really dislike their version of "I Put a Spell on You." Interesting version. Okay, that I've definitely got to hear. That's interesting. They did a version of "I Put a Spell on You." Just kind of knowing what type of band they are, that makes that really interesting for me. So, well, if Jeff isn't JWS after that comment, who knows? No one pees in JWS's mouth, though. I think he probably was the one doing the peeing. So, Riffraff, I have delivered guys delivering furniture. So, have delivered. That's why I'm not saying much. That's okay, man. I just, like I say, it's because I know you. You have many things. Sometimes you're around, sometimes you're not. It's just interesting to gauge what you're doing. You're less predictable than many of us regulars who just kind of are around when we're around. So it's always interesting to know. But if you're moving, congratulations, or is it just buying new stuff? Anyway, either way, good for you. Days range. Good, thanks. Okay, here we go. Please just go and check. Okay, I'm just going to. This is an interesting point that's just come up, and it has been copy pasted twice. Which the fact that this comment has been copy pasted twice is one of the reasons I'm not going to take it seriously. I don't like people copy pasting in chat. If you're going to make an actual statement, make a statement. If you're copy pasting, it means you're clearly doing this on loads of chats. But I am going to point this out. If someone does legitimately do their own music, I'm always interested to hear that. I'm not going to do it as a reaction on the channel, but I work with music and I'm very happy to hear people's music. Like I say though, copy pasting is, as you know, I don't mean this as any disrespect to musicians who copy paste their adverts, but this is a subject I want to talk about because it's fair. It has just come up now that comment's been pasted. Like I say, no disrespect to you, but if you copy paste stuff, you need to be aware that people will recognize that, and it doesn't do you any favors. It doesn't take long to find channels that are into what you do, go in there and write a paragraph. Even if you're basically writing the same thing each time, just consciously write your paragraph, put your link, and I assure you that people will react to it better. So just having worked with this particular industry for a while, copy pasting is really obvious. Just take your time. Don't rush. If you're trying to scattergun everyone, you're going to get less responses. If you take time, target who you're going for, and actually type properly to those people, you will get through to more people and you'll get a much better result. Just being honest with you. There you go. So yeah, best of luck to you. Best of luck to you. Take more care with how you do that. Okay. That sounds like a gorilla on her drum. Seems to be, you're right. Miku is not half gorilla. She is a just with the so we got a pigeon and a gorilla. I just the swatting that would be involved there. I can imagine a gorilla swatting a pigeon now. But of course they're friends, so one will be sitting with the other. This is a very confusing mythology that you guys are throwing into this. So what we got here. By the way, but if you're on here, press like. You know, if you're a troll, don't press like. But if you're not a troll, then press like. Because if you are a troll, then we're going to say horrible things to you sooner or later, and you're going to take away that like. So just don't waste your time putting it there in the first place. Tateamo 209, hello. But as always, apologies if we slightly haze people when they first arrive on the channel. We have a lot of trolls, so we have to be careful. But by all means, if you want to get involved in the conversation, get involved in the conversation. Everyone is welcome. So hello to you, Tateamo. Harry, a care. Miku has gone through firearms training. Yeah, I've seen the firearms training Miku video, so I'm looking forward to not being shot. M28, you have a grinder? No, that was easy. Of course, I'm Jedverse. Yeah, look, I know. Look, Jedverse, I know you've got like a million separate trolling accounts, but I'm just happy that you always put your trolling under the flag of Britain. Therefore, we just blame all of your acts on the British government. It's wonderful. I love the fact that we got a troll called Used Tampon Sniffer. It's like, just, you know, come on, guys, effort. What happened to trolls who put in effort? I keep on saying this. It's like, oh, you've got a dirty name. Come on, guys, effort. Be a proper troll. I want to see people take care and love in their craft. Show love for your craft. Don't cheapen it by making people ignore you when they read your account name. Make effort. Fool people into thinking you're a nice person and then throw them under the bus. That's how comedy should work. But no, I'm afraid I stopped reading when I heard that you sniffed tampons, and that's where it ended. Yeah, JWS is certainly calling on the level of trolling. Sporty 305. Like I say, best of luck to you, mate. Best of luck to you. Like I say, in all seriousness, there's so many people trying to get their music out there. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. Just like I say, be careful about how you do it. Because believe me, if you take that extra time and attention, it will pay off a massive dividends. Hitting half as many channels, but doing it carefully, or even a quarter of as many channels, doing it carefully. If everyone suddenly falls on your side, they're all going to be clicking through. So, Billy, do it. Listen, what does copy paste taste like? Well, it's just for some reason when I read that, I started thinking of coffee paste. I would love to have coffee paste. That sounds amazing. Just like coffee, hard on your tongue. You don't even have to drink it. That'd be brilliant. Someone should make coffee paste. Where am I going with this? Needs to get the permanent ban out. Yeah, Jade was getting banned a lot. You're the one calling people names show. Oh, I love this. Has anyone seen there's that brilliant thing, like YouTube thing that they did? It's a few years old now, where they got two actors to sit down and very maturely read out internet conversations, like internet trolling conversations between each other, like it was a conversation in a sitting room. And it was always stuff like, "Well, you are so immature. Well, I think you are gay. Fuck you." It's just, when you get to these sorts of comments, it's like, come on, guys. Come on. That art form of trolling has been lost. I wish we didn't have to talk so much about trolling in this particular live stream, but it's at least we're getting some fun out of it. Jeff Grinder, what's really mature? So what does so most of the comments recently have been going a bit crazy, but I think the copy paste has become our main thing. Bleeding albatross flavor. Jesus, Lenny, you got a bit dark there, didn't you? Lenny, so everyone's going down this dark trail now. The other computer's screeching with comments and things coming up on it. All right, so just more chat sorts itself out. I do need to quickly just check something on here. Don't worry, I'm still here. I'm still drinking the beer. And I'm just waiting for a message from an associate. And thus now is a good time to check for this message. 30 seconds. All right. Oh, that was weird. It's a Monty Python joke. Now I feel bad for not knowing Monty Python joke. So, Baron of Tempe, what did you think of the new Gallinarius releases then? Gallinarius. I don't know. Gallinarius? Is this one that I have been? Is this one that I've done and I've forgotten the name of the artist? So just quickly check what Morgan says here. A friend sent me a chai, the band Not the Drink link yesterday, just audio, but I'm still a little frightened. Now you've got to link me. You can't say that and not link me. You got to link me now. I want that link. You link me. I know we're friends, but if you don't link me, so help me. Dog face. I just did a horrendous. One's so stupid, it's kind of funny. Decent trolling. May I recommend a tissue, not the internet. JWS. Okay, next game on night all. But okay, more football for JWS. So take it care. Have a good one. Really, LGBT stands for Liberty Guns, Beer, and Trump. I'm not going down the political route, guys. I'm not going down the political route right now. If anyone says LGBT, I just think of like BLTs. If I'm honest with you. Everyone donate to Becca's Patreon so he can fund Coffee Paste. Oh yes, Coffee Paste R&D. Well, if you guys did get on the Patreon, that would be a really good place for me to do that. Damn it, I can't link the Patreon because the Patreon's on their computer. Hey, wait, actually, maybe I can just remember. Patreon / write it down. Does it work if I just put in the name / who we are? It does. There we go. So everyone suck on the Patreon. Yeah, if anyone would like to support the Patreon, I would be much appreciative of that. Lots of new releases in Japan today and yesterday. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff at the local. I went into the Tower Records actually last week to see what was up and coming. There's a lot of stuff coming out at the moment. So I've been trying to sort of keep on top of that. The singer Aimyon, who we've covered twice here, she's quite an interesting pop singer, but really good sort of songwriter as well, from what I could tell. She had some stuff, so I'm really looking at that as well. I know Bish have got a lot of stuff coming out at the moment, so I really want to follow up on more Bish. They're always exciting. Even the songs I don't like, it's always great to hear the crazy stuff they do. It's always a surprise. Bish, I do say this, although Bish might not be my favourite band of all time, I think I look forward to listening to Bish more than any other artist, because I genuinely, when I press play, I have no idea what the hell is going to come through the speakers or the headphones. Absolutely, always brilliant. So whether I love the song or I hate the song, and they do seem to have like a wonderful mix of things, it's always great. Always great. Always great surprise to look forward to that. Anyway, but yeah, let's have a look at this. I was on NPR, so I'm sure there's a vid. NPR. What is NPR? NPR. I feel like I should know what NPR is. This is another thing where my brain might be fading. CMC Patreon from $3 a month, coffee 25 cents, watching Becca, trying to figure shit out. Absolutely private. Thank you. Well, yes. So if you go for the $3, then you effectively are effectively buying me 12 coffees, minus the PayPal transaction fee, which does take 2 coffees away from me. So $3 a month will buy me 10 coffees, which will get me through the morning. New Billy Idol release too. Are you kidding me? Really? It's quite interesting. It's a nice day for a new CD. Newbies is quite something. Can't wait for breakdown. What's the name of the new songs? They had a couple of new ones, and I'm not sure. There's one which I think it is, but there's only a live video. So let me know, what is the new Bish song that you're talking about, Lenny? Because it was a really interesting one. Really interesting to know. NPR is National Public Radio here in the US. Okay, that's probably why I've heard of it but didn't know what it was. National Public Radio, so that's like radio where it's run by like independents. Like it's not like run by radio stations, but there's like a independent thing. Okay. So simply linked it on Discord. Brilliant. Thank you very much. As always, CMC keeping this alive. Discord's on the other computer, so open up Discord. Yeah, Discord. So yeah, just the cover. I've got songs by new Bandmade Instrumental, songs by Brat, Drops, Glim Spanky, Mary's Blood, and one other group who just suddenly disappeared. Tricot coming up, amongst other things, relatively soon. Fantastic. And it's, for some reason, reactors don't seem to like Reacting Scandal. You can find reactors that do metal, reactors that do pop radio. Yeah, I mean, just actually, sorry, I know this is not on the chat, but this is just what Harry was mentioning on the Discord about there's being reactors who react to metal and pop and little in between. I love that stuff in between. So, those sort of pop rock bands and things, they often deliver some very interesting experiments and variations. So, I really hope we can get some Scandal on the channel. All right, let's do really a few more comments. New Bish is quite, you've already said that. NPR is like BBC. Oh, really? NPR is like BBC, so it's like a national run thing. Okay. Davis talking about his dick. Someone talking about $20 being $20. Well, actually, Laserman said Billy, not Billy. Sorry for the typo. That's fine. I completely forgive you, and I'm pretty sure we were still on the same page. But I love the fact that you went back and actually had the wherewithal to get that corrected. So has Desperate Rabbits been suggested? Yeah, it has been suggested. That one is already on the list, though. Death Rabbits is a little bit of a weird one because they have a sort of a medium number of views, not a huge number of views, but I found the most popular song, and that's the one that's queued up and ready to go. So I'm interested to see what kind of reactions we get, what sort of people come to the channel in regards to that. Yeah, well, Lenny was the person who suggested Death Rabbits. And actually, before you arrived today, I was actually saying earlier in this chat about the fact that you, of all people, have the most suggestions currently slowly making their way through the barrel of songs that need to be reviewed. So most of the guilt I feel is when I open the list and your name is by half the entries. It's just the way it works. I would call it an algorithm, but it's not. It's just my brain. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to go to the toilet, but this is not the end. We've still got half an hour or so left on the chat, so I'm going to go to the toilet, and when I come back, we can talk a little bit more. So you talk amongst yourselves for a few minutes, enjoy this look at the queue, and I'll be back. I feel lighter now. So anyway, you all stand on the international stage of being connected to the internet, a wonderful place where you can speak to people all around the world about anything you want and do whatever you would like. So let's see what you have said to each other. I can hear him urinating. The wonders of the internet before us. I did try to pee particularly loudly against the porcelain just so you guys had an indication of how far along I was. This chat started to get a little interesting. Have you decided which Wisely Brothers song you're going to react to? No, actually. I was considering, because you obviously have given me the gifted me the record, and I was considering doing like an album listen through, because that would be really interesting for a change, because usually all the album listen throughs we've got lined up or done so far by artists where I basically know what I'm going for. But to do an album listen through an artist where I know nothing about it, because it's quite a short record, that might be an interesting thing to do. So I was kind of playing with that idea a bit, but maybe. And it's not the Isley Brothers. I said the Isley Brothers earlier. But the powers that be. Lenny, it's okay. Leaving links in every comment is my way of trolling. I probably forgot most of my suggestions, so I want to be surprised if you do review them. No, I always say this. I know we've had a bit of trouble getting the link together, but I CMC, yeah, EP, not an album. You get my point, though. So what Lenny was saying, I get your point there, but at the same time, I really appreciate these links. So if you give me too many, that's not essentially a problem. I mean, what I actually do now, I used to just copy the link or the name of the song. Now I copy the whole comment. So I've got context. So if I look at it, if I can see like the person who suggested it is really passionate about the song, I can go, all right, let's give this a little bit of an extra push, so I can get a bit of a vibe for the songs as well. But as I said, I've been trying to move everything across more, and the more people suggest songs on Reddit, the better, because it just makes it so much easier to find them. As CMC knows, this is why now more and more and more of the songs that I'm listing are now actually CMC suggestions, because obviously he is, as our Reddit runner, is also our most prolific Reddit user, so he's getting more suggestions in than anyone else. But yeah, no, my concern is, I know we had times in the past, and this is no disrespect to anyone, because I know it's a bit difficult, obviously. I know we've been doing this for a year, but I'm still getting used to certain things you learn as you go in all of these kinds of things. I know we've had people in the past who felt a little bit perhaps disrespected. We haven't done songs they've suggested, or we've seemingly ignored them, or we've maybe, especially this is more for me, that I've ignored things they've mentioned about the music in the past. And like I say, that if that upsets the person who suggested the song, believe me, it upsets me more. It's very important to me that I get that sort of thing right, because it's not just reviewing, it's a way of communicating with you guys. Like I say, part of the fun of this is that you guys can actively lead me through what sort of music you think I should review. You can decide almost interactively. I don't mean that in sort of, it sounds a little bit cliche to say, but almost interactively you can decide how you want things to progress while I put various songs on the channel as well. A lot of it is led by you guys, so it is very important to me that I get that right, and I have been working a lot. I mean, certainly the system now is so much better than it was like 6 months ago, like before I went to Korea and everything. That video is still done. That video is still coming. That's like a Christmas present. That one's going to be, I think. But there is a lot of things that, it's surprising how much work it takes to run a channel, and that's something that I want to streamline down. The problem is not so much having a list as separating two things. One, controlling where all these suggestions are coming from. Like I say, getting them onto Reddit makes it easier, but controlling where all the suggestions are coming from, and then also creating a schedule that properly balances the tone of the programming, has a good mix of the artists that everyone comes back for regularly, the high viewer ones, and also getting new stuff for discussion. I've always said this, but it's a real big balance. So as always, I appreciate that you guys tolerate process as much as possible, but I am actively learning and keeping things going. Let's have a little look at some of the other comments that have been come on here. I was surprised in the name of review and Night Burn review, I thought you would be more critical. You know what, I think the Night Burn, it was hard to be critical because I don't believe that song was being taken. I think this is one of the reasons why this album so far feels very well. I've actually reviewed the whole album now, but why most of the album feels very hard to critique too heavily is I don't think this album takes itself so seriously. This sounds like Metal Galaxy sounds like an album produced by a band who have kind of made their point. The first album set them up, the second album set their credibility, and now they don't have anything to prove. This album feels more like them playing, like I say, with radio-friendly sounds, guest vocals, and adding extra things in. There's not a huge amount to openly criticize except for the production and the mixing for the best part. There are some things that will come up later in the album that you're probably interested to hear, and certainly in the conclusion to the album review I mentioned more broader topics. But the mixing and production, I know some people have said there's been a lot of talk about this, but I do think it's genuinely quite disappointing. I was expecting a heavily compressed album, but some of it is problems with the mixing, and that's unforgivable on an album that's, I mean, I know a lot of people seem to not like that song, Up, Down, Left, Right, BBAB. I actually really like that, but I thought the mixing was just shoddy and destroyed it, in my opinion. But that's in my opinion, I'm sure the people who are actually doing this get paid a lot more and more respected than I am, but still, I maintain that there are some bad mixing choices, even more than the mastering production, which is what I think a lot of people are highlighting. It is true that if you get the mixing wrong, if instruments that shouldn't be loud are too loud or are badly EQ'd, then the person who does the mastering has nowhere to go. So you can end up with an album that sounds super compressed when actually it's not. It's just that someone's taken a sound that's too prevalent, like the guitar, and put it too high in the mix, and then the mastering person hasn't got anywhere to go. They're sort of trapped in the corner. So that was kind of my feelings in general. In the name of, the reason I put that on there is because obviously I want to cover the whole album. I'm doing it track by track. But the reason why I wasn't overly critical of that is because it was quite clear that it was not intended as a song. So it had to be reviewed as as little more than a bookend. And in that sense, it works. If someone had said that that was the premise of a song, if they'd had started like that and tried to turn that into a song, I would have probably laid that one pretty heavily down for being unimaginative and bland. And but as what it is, it works. Anyway, there's a lot of comments coming in, so let's just keep up with this. Yes, CMC, Tactile set up a straw poll with 5 songs, and top 3 get reviewed on Sunday. Interactive even. I kind of see your point. I don't want to get that interactive though, because I don't know if you're just, unfortunately, sometimes I don't know if you're joking or being serious, but I want to be able to record ahead basically, so it's a difficult one. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of suggestions, I think you might like Irismi. Are you able to pop a link to? Oh, he's a like Irismi. If you're able to put a link to that I can follow, that would be great. Especially if you can do it on the Reddit. If you can do it on the Reddit or the Discord, that would be hugely helpful. If it appears on here, it might get missed, so that would be really appreciated. But yeah, if you know something that you think I might like, then I would really appreciate a link. Thank you. Lenny, Night Night Burn could be up for a Latin Grammy. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Who is Meg Metal? I don't know. Who is Mega Metal? Oh, okay. Someone's spamming us at the moment, so I'm just going to move up above that. Okay. So we got a few trolls on there. Harry, I have found Metal Galaxy enjoyable, but just barely so. Like I said, I think for a lot of the people who like the second album, it's a very difficult sell. So let's have a little look here. I'm just gonna go. Now, this is the fun thing. Since since the last time we did this, I worked out how to react to spammers, and spamming is being reacted to. I've given our spammers a fair while, and now it's time to react. Bye spammers. Alrighty. So let's see what happens after the chat, whether they all suddenly get taken away. All right. So I think that has worked. So let's have a look here. Lenny, seems Cobber handed over large part of production duties to Mega Metal. Oh, so Mega Metal is the name of the person who's been dealing with the production. Okay, I'm not familiar. I think someone mentioned this before. I'm not familiar with who this person is, though. I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate they've gone for a different style of production. They've gone for a different direction. I think that's a good thing. Like I said, after their first 2 albums, there was no real room for them to repeat themselves, because the first album was just a credit for what it managed to achieve. The second album was just a much better than anyone could have expected example of how to do a metal album for an artist who is not naturally metal. They out-metaled most metal artists. So the third album, they had to go in a different direction, and I think they did. And whether people like it or not, and obviously it's going to alienate some people. Whenever you do something different, it always is. But I think there's a lot of respect to be had for that. So I don't know who this Meg Metal is, but I hope people are not excessively hard on them. Obviously, I don't think they've done a great job, but it could have been much worse. So yeah, that's fine. By the way, yeah, Billy, totally agree. Don't worry, I'm playing around with the settings. Just so you guys know, all the comments by our trolls should now be invisible. I have blocked them, so they shouldn't be viewable on chat. Let me know if you can still see their comments. I've blocked them, and I don't like to report people, but I reported the two which I felt were being unnecessarily, not gratuitous, but basically unnecessarily time wasting. So I'm going to see how YouTube responds to that. But thanks for everyone for being on board with that. I just needed a few seconds to try the new features. So I'm guessing Cobber, as Inf says, has final say on production. If Cobber has final say on production, then Cobber is not the producer. Cobber is the executive producer. Who's listed on the album as executive producer? If anyone knows, please tell her. No can still see. Okay, that was a joke. Yeah, me going for a second there. I haven't blocked you yet, CMC. I haven't blocked you yet. I was thinking about it. Thinking about it every second of every day, thinking about it, but not yet. It will come. But yeah, so just like I say, you guys shouldn't see anything from two particular trolls. Let me know if you're seeing a lot of comments from any particular trolls, and I can check that. But yeah, like I say, who can tell me, if anyone knows who the executive producer on Metal Galaxy is? That'd be really interesting. Actually, I have got something to show you guys. But first, let's read the comments. Lazy Line Change is good, but none of the songs from the new album speak to me. Yeah, I mean, this is also a problem when you have a band who don't write their own songs. You know, the changing of certain stuff can take away what for one fan could have been the core of what they like. I mean, very often we think that what we like about an artist is basically their style and who they are and their voices, but it can be a very simple core about how their songs are made and written that we don't appreciate consciously. And so when you have an artist like this and then you change the basic stuff you're making the music on some level, it could take away what to you unbeknownst was the core of the band for you previously. So I do get that. And I can't argue with that. I would just say that I think this is an equally valid album, just in a very different way from what I've gathered. But there's a lot of things that I'll come to in the conclusion of the review that we'll cover then. Back, if you don't know, you can give moderator status to people you trust. All right. There we go. All right, so I've now got two moderators on the channel. I just give moderator status to the two people who I see most regularly. I thought that'd be nice. So, Rapture 6. Have you heard about Sakura Gakuin's new spin-off 1-5? Yeah, actually. By the way, first of all, hello. Very good first comment to make it clear that you're not a troll. I've heard about that actually, and I meant to look into that more. I don't think they've got any music coming out yet, but certainly that will be one that if they have got anything, I'll be very quick to jump on that because it's an interesting one. CMC, serious question: do Japanese bands go out and get foreign producers? Depends on the band. Difficult question, because this comes down to so many cultural things about the idea of having a foreign person. Because if you ask like an American person, they often have English producers. English people often have American producers. But Japanese, obviously, the culture is very sort of enclosed still in a lot of ways. For example, I know Wagaki Band were using English recording staff on a few of their records, and I know you don't like them as much, but I think that just whoever they had was working amazingly. As a general though, Japanese artists tend to use company hired staff, producers, mixers. This does mean they often have a limited pool to select from compared to a lot of Western peers who can use freelance or sort of famous mixers and producers and mastering studios who work as their own freelance entities. Less common in Japan. So often when you select a record company, it doesn't just affect the basics, it also affects the staff you work with because you don't have as much choice. So often just signing to a bigger record label for a Japanese band is a massive boost because it usually means you've got better staff all around. It's not just about being treated better or paid more or having better gigs. It means your albums will often come out much better and you can just relax more on a bigger record label, unless of course your first album doesn't do well and they try and screw you for the rest of the contract. But as a general no, most of it's in-house and Japanese. But very good question. So I'll look at some of the comments. They're coming in thick and fast. Lenny tunes in. My theory is Koba was too busy crafting Sumek recruiting. Yeah, we mentioned about the Vocaloid Su Metal and having Kami band members everywhere, so he can produce his own synthetic baby metal. Who knows might happen. But he would have to trust someone, and he's not at the stage in his therapy. Oh, we're talking about me and my therapy. Are we talking about me and my therapy? Or are we talking about someone else in their therapy? I don't know. Is someone else in therapy? I genuinely don't know the answer to that. I'll catch up a little bit more because people might have talked about this more since. Billy, I've been on here for a while. You got a cool channel. Time for me to do my target practice. Target practice. Oh my god, you and Miku, you should hang out. Anyway, thanks very much for tuning in, man. If you're off, then have a good evening. Good luck with your target practice as well, man. And that I don't know where you're doing that, but that just sounds like an awesome thing. It's like, I was on the chat. Time to go shoot. Lenny, yes, give mods to JWS and CMC. I didn't give one to JWS because JWS has too many accounts. I thought the best thing to do is, at the moment, the way I'm thinking about this is moderation is probably best to give to people who are on the Discord, because then if they've got moderation, then we can talk about things a lot outside of this in the Discord. So that's kind of how I'm using it at the moment. By any means, if anyone wants it, because there's a lot of stuff to do here, if anyone wants to take on responsibility as a moderator, I know who are the regulars. Let me know if you feel like helping out. Just let me know. No pressure on anyone. They don't have to do it. CMC power. Oh god, shouldn't have done that. According to Wikipedia, it lists Koba as the producer on the album, but not much credit on the individual songs. But does it say who the executive producer is? That one I'm really interested on. There's a few comments on here. I'm going to rush down because there's a few things I want to have a look at. Harry, maybe assign Bubbles and James moderator status. Got some lovely chaos. I wouldn't do that just simply because of the fact, as much as I love their creation, they're very time consuming. Bubbles probably yes, but I think I don't want to put that pressure on them at the moment because they're not. I mean, like Harry and CMC, you two are so much more regularly involved. Although they're creating content, you guys are much more regularly involved in the day-to-day of the channel. So that's one of the reasons why I think you two, the three of us, talk quite a lot, and Zinth as well, actually. So Zinth and Lenny are both here a lot as well. So if either of you guys want to get in on it, you can as well. But like I say, there's no pressure. It's absolutely up to you. But yeah, I think moderation is better for people who are involved in the day-to-day community. The creation side is more what I deal with James and Bubbles, which is kind of a different thing. They're not really going to have much space to come here and get involved because they're not going to know as regularly who the commenters are as much, you know. So that's just a different way of looking at it. Anyway, so Raksha mentioned Fem uses lots of foreign producers. Fem, I mean, like I said, Fem are an interesting group because I must admit now I'm 2 songs in with Fem, and my god, they're a catchy group. Everything they do is ridiculously catchy. But yeah, when I first heard them, I thought this group almost doesn't sound Japanese, and I think that's because of the fact that they are working with foreign producers, and they've got a lot of foreign investors as well, from what I can tell. I think they are trying to produce, like, they're from Japan, but I think they're trying to produce more of a internationally palatable sound. So that would be my suspicion on that one. So let's have a look here. 1.5 has one YouTube video, Pinky Promise. That one I will check out then. Zimph, were you able to grab the 1.5 link I posted on Discord? Let's just quickly go back and mention that. I'm scrolling. Hasn't actually come up yet. I haven't got. Was this one you posted before? Did you post it during the chat? Because if you posted it before the chat, then I'll have to scroll back further. But I can't see it at the moment. Let me know. 10th of the. Oh, that's American. 19th of October. Okay, sorry. Dates are not the same everywhere. 19th of October, 19th of October. What day is it today? It's the 27th. It's going to be a fair old amount of scrolling. If I did get it, then it's copied in one of my lists. Feel free to post that again, because I really can't know until I open the list. I don't know. Just do a search in Discord. Guys, you're asking me to use my brain. Oh, okay, one moment. Why is FM not on Amazon? It's a good question, actually. I didn't know that, but that does seem surprising. I'd expect them to be one of those artists who's on every platform. I've been procrastinating turning on computer to figure out how all the social media works. I'm really quite an idiot in this regard. I've got it's disappeared. It's been removed. Oh, okay. So Lenny's struggling with the computer, though. That much I gathered. Oh, there it is. Oh, I love the computer. Ta-da! Thank you. I can copy that now. I remember that thumbnail though, so I probably have got that already. But let's just copy that again. Sorry about this. Saved. All right, that is definitely on the list now. Although now it's probably on the list twice, which means I'll probably see it and then see it again. That happens more than you would think. All right, guys, remember the last 10 minutes or so, I'm going to do what I usually do. I'm going to plan to end this around about the 2-hour mark. So about 10 minutes more, and then we'll wrap this one up. Let's just have a little look through what everyone's saying. By the way, big thank you to everyone. This has been, I know we had a lot of trolls on this one today, but thank you. We had a lot of likes on here, lots of people, really good conversation. I want to show you something that I was talking about. And you throw a YouTube chat that came from Gmail, the learning curve, Reddit. And Lenny, believe me, I am 100% with you. I used to work in computer programming, and I am 100% with you. Like Discord, I cannot work Discord. CMC has to treat me like I'm his insane elderly relative, and he has to go, no, click the right button, click the right button, click the button. Anyway, what I was going to do. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. Oops, just dropped a mop. So, just before I read any more comments, I'll go through this because I mentioned this before, and you've seen photos if you've been on there. Now, if you're already on the Patreon, you are already eligible for this straight off the bat. But new Patreon members, I was saying, anyone who joins the top 2 tiers, the reason I say the top 2 tiers is because kind of would appreciate people investing enough to at least help me cover the costs with this. If you join the top 2 tiers of Patreon, which isn't a huge amount of investment, then we've got freebies that we're giving out, and if we run out of Patreon members, then I'll start giving them out free to other people, but Patreon members obviously get first dibs on this. In light of the new, don't worry, it's nothing too spectacular, but in light of the, there's a few things coming out, and I will also be doing this for Bandmade when their album comes out, because I'm sure this will apply as well. In the convenience stores in Japan, they produce a lot of free materials, like promotional materials, for like bands and like magazines and things that you can take. But recently, Perfume had their best of come out, and obviously Baby Metal had their new album. So one of the things we got is they did a wonderful cover piece on the new Baby Metal album, which it's all in Japanese. If you're in Japan, you don't need this. You can get it free. Well, actually, you can't anymore because they stopped publishing this. The full piece inside, all in Japanese, all about the record, blah, 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 blah. So we've got these. We'll be giving one of those away free to anyone who wants them. That's for metal. If you're more pop, then I have got a lot of, they were doing posters for the new Perfume album as well, best of. So it's tour and disc promotional guides. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff. Don't damage the goods on the internet, but like lots of goods and things. And I'll be keeping an eye on that. And these sorts of things, like I say, these I'm going to make available to our Patreon people more and more as time goes on, because I can get them free. All I have to do is pay to post them across to you. So, guys, you are very, very much welcome if you're on board. And like I say, if I get a surplus of any of these, because I can get quite a lot of them sometimes, if I'm there early enough, then I might start giving away some of them free to people who are not on Patreon, but obviously Patreon members are going to get a massive head start on that, because anything I can do to thank people who are supporting the channel is important. Although I do know what it feels like to support a channel but not have any money to give. So don't worry, this is no disrespect to anyone who can't do that. Just a point to make there. So anyway, CMC, if you use Notepad++, it can show you multiple entries. Yeah, I got that. As you said, it is really good, but it's not something I've managed to use yet. So apologies. I haven't used all of the features. I'm still just using it like Notepad. Done. Wasn't as catchy as the previous Irritable Bowel. I mainly used the mobile app for stuff about irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, children. I mainly use the mobile app for Discord and Reddit. Oh my god, I can't imagine using Discord on the mobile. It's enough of a pain on the arse on the PC. Less scary than that. More scarier. Combined groups. Actor 6, I'm really interested by that comment. If you can give me a little bit more detail on that, I'd love to know exactly what you're getting at there, because you've mentioned so many things in such a short space. Break that one down a bit for me. Harry, CMC is an officer in the Pigeon Army. CMC, we are music fans. Foreign music fans. I like that. So he's like the Monty Python Spanish Inquisition. We are music fans, foreign music fans. Break through the wall or something. If I can help with managing Discord, but it needs admin permission, and I wouldn't trust myself with admin. it's so kind and lovely in a sort of modest and slightly sort of way. It's like, I wouldn't trust myself. That's actually like the most English thing I think I've ever heard anyone write. Well, I could do it. I wouldn't trust myself. Thank you. Well, as I say, I mean, you are enough of a regular that I would trust you. But I'm more than happy. I'm not going to put the pressure on anyone who doesn't want the pressure. Absolutely no intention of doing that. But if at any point you want to help out, just let me know. You're here regularly enough that I'm absolutely happy for you to take on any role that you see fit. But I'm with Becca. Yeah, did you see Lazy Lion? Did you see the design? I posted it on a couple of things. I think it's still on the Patreon, but I posted the design we've done for that, which is like using like the YouTube logo as a little arrow underneath the channel font and everything. But that one is coming up. Like I said, I wanted to get those started in October, but just because I haven't been settled yet, that's going to be more of a November, December thing. Buy a Backer t-shirt for Christmas. Oh God, I'm becoming that guy, becoming a horrible t-shirt selling YouTube whore. But so long as you guys buy what you want to buy, then it's okay. I noticed that CMC has just exercised his powers of reckoning. Thank you. Linny, yes, I saw the Femme and Fakey video together in the karaoke booth. Very cool. Ooh, okay. That's made me copy that statement. And I realize I'm on the computer, which I don't have the list on. Shit. I'll just put it in a notepad and maybe get around to it. Dan, can I get a shout out? I think that was your shout out, me just saying, can I get a shout out? I think I just shouted you out. More of a whisper out, to be fair. That's fine. Morgan will buy a shirt. Well, like I say, some of the shirts are quite funny. I think Morgan would actually be quite enjoying one of our pink fluffy pentagrams t-shirts. The imaginary band as created. Sorry, they're not imaginary, they're real. They are so real. World domination is coming. Yes, for our chat created band of doom. I'm starting to wonder whether CMC can actually delete my comments now. Is he going to delete me from my own channel? I should have thought about that before giving him permission to do things. Anyway, I'm going to put the put the items back. Like I said, if you want some nice little cool promotional stuff from Japan, let me know. If you're on the Patreon, just basically direct message me your postal address and I'll send it out to you. I'm putting it back, by the way. I'm still here. I'm still like in the room. It's back in the bag. Shit. Ooh. More difficult than I thought it was going to be. There we go. Back in the bag. Everyone look at my crutch. Apologies. So, right, we're basically coming up to a 2-hour line now. So let's just have a look at things and we'll start to round this off. Song is called No Boyfriend. That kind of sounds, I like songs that kind of have that weirdly, I don't know, it's kind of like one of those names where it could be anything. You don't know what to expect from a song like that. It could be incredibly straight shooting or it could be really weird. So I'll write that down in a note as well. Scientist Alif Flumi. Hi, hello. Sorry you've just joined right at the end, so I apologize. But hello anyway. Hi to you. Welcome. Enjoy these last few minutes with us. Since you can't mention world domination, the Hatter will hear and then put. Yeah, I did realize when I said world domination, I was slightly maybe stepping on a copyright or two. Dan, can I be YouTube cop too? You have to earn your YouTube cop status. You have to be with us for a while, my friend. For a while. We have to get to know you properly, very well. And then when we know you well, we will give you power over other people. Because everyone likes power, right? Harry, a nice ball cap with backer in bright red front on the... That's interesting. Are we... I was about to say bright red font, so red on white, not white on red. Because if it was white on red, a baseball cap, you'd think I'm making Trump caps. So let's be careful about that. So we'll look here. Rakja 6, but I'm just saying it as I read it. Rakja, tell me if I'm getting that wrong. Famine-free acts from AVIX formed a supergroup. And they do stuff like Animus, which is inspired by Carl Jung, and mixes a traditional Japanese music from a rap style from the. Well, that sounds interesting. I'm copying that down. That just sounds really weird. We have had problem with a certain AVEX artist who I don't even say the name. As much as I am a fan, I don't say the name just because we had a copyright strike from AVEX before. But then again, a lot of AVEX artists like Wagaki Band and Bish, we haven't had copyright strikes, so I'll see how that goes. But hopefully, if I can react to that, I will. Dan, okay, so I'll just keep coming to each of your live streams for the next 2 years. Is that good enough? The channel hasn't even been around for 2 years, but yeah, like I say, the cop status is basically a case of if you're someone who's regularly being part of the community. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, when I'm giving power to people over everyone else in the chat space, everyone kind of has to know who they are. Everyone has to know their names. Everyone has to see them go, oh yeah, that person's always here, because that's how they know that they're being policed by people who they can trust. So it's only fair that I can only give that status to people who are just here every week and everyone knows. But certainly, you'll get there eventually. Zim, this thought kind of came to me late. Am I the only one who got Utada vibes from Babe Metal's Brand New Day? It's interesting. Slightly. I'm going to have to go back and listen to that again, but I do get what you're saying. I'll give that another listen. That's a fair point, actually. It's a fair point. In some way. Okay, I'll give that another listen. I'll come back to you on that one. There's a band called Back at Beyond. Is there a band called Back at Beyond? Because if that's the case, I feel slightly like I should. I'm sure they were around before we had this channel name, but I feel like I should see them anyway. But no. But still, that is cool. Yes, because everyone on here who knows me would obviously trust me. Well, basically, what I actually meant to CMC is everyone knows you and they have to just respect the fact that I trust you. And therefore, basically, everyone is dragged into my poor judgment call. That's what's really happening here. Extremely trustworthy. Yes. Not intra sarcasm. All right, guys, I'm going to round this one off. It has been absolutely great talking to you. Just quickly read through Rakaja's comment. Back of Me On is a world music group formed in 1992. That sounds awesome. With members from a wide variety of backgrounds, Celtic and Western music. Oh, Baka music from Cameroon. Ah, okay, so it's not Baka as in what we're saying Baka. It's Baka as in. Ah, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, Rakja, you've got some interesting stuff on there. I really hope you can join us in some more of the comments and maybe even the next live chat next Saturday. But really great talking to you. So please, I'd like to hear more of your. And remember, we're doing the World Tour Wednesdays. Have been on a bit of a hold for the last few weeks. We're going to be getting back on that. So if you've got a bit of a taste for world music, our next stop is Indonesia. Anything you know, let us know. Anyway, guys, yeah, like I said, I'm going to round it off. Thank you so much for the likes. If you haven't liked it yet, please hit the like button just to give us a little bit of gravitas towards the end. And it also helps for anyone who's not here right now, it gets it into their feed. Remember all the links and social media and everything. If you're not on the Patreon, get on the Patreon. If you can start on the bottom rung or anything like that. I just really appreciate it. And like I say, I like to give you guys freebies if I can. Zimp, then he says, I think Brand New Day is a Sue Divas song like Mariah. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to really think about that. So Dan, bye. When's the next one? Every Saturday, my friend. It's Saturday, midnight Japanese time, as near as I can get it. But be welcome to hear you next time. So yeah, join us. Join us next time. Ladies and gentlemen, bye. Thank you for writing that in sort of like Romanized Japanese. That's awesome. CMC, yes, please join the Discord and subreddit. Friendly Pacey, yeah, like CMC's, yeah, the Discord. They looking at this video, if you can see the description right now during the live, you should be able to see them. Actually, but hopefully, like I say, see you again. Ciao, Lenny. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming back and checking that out. Good to talk to you, Lenny. Thank you for the links. Don't shy away from giving us more links. CMC, ciao, and yeah, all right. Thanks very much, everyone, for tuning in. And for now, from Japan, I'm going to say a ciao.